Welcome to San Francisco, a city of iconic bridges, rolling hills, and ocean breezes. But beneath its beauty lies a restless ground, always shifting and moving. This movement brings both wonder and risk. Earthquakes and tsunamis are part of life here. The same forces that shaped these hills can shake the city in an instant. And with the Pacific Ocean at its doorstep, tsunamis from distant quakes can threaten its shores. Understanding these natural threats isn't about fear, it's about being prepared. When we know the science, we can protect ourselves and our community. Living here means learning the signs and having a plan. In this video, we'll break down why San Francisco is vulnerable, what happened during a recent tsunami advisory, and how you can stay safe. Science is for everyone, and preparation is key. Let's dive into the story of San Francisco's shaky ground and powerful ocean. Science time. Today we're diving into the fascinating world of earthquakes and tsunamis, two of nature's most powerful and awe-inspiring forces. These natural events have shaped our planet for millions of years, and understanding them helps us stay safe and appreciate the dynamic Earth we live on. What exactly is an earthquake? You might have felt the ground tremble beneath your feet or seen videos of buildings swaying. But what causes this sudden shaking? Imagine the Earth's surface as a giant jigsaw puzzle made up of huge pieces called tectonic plates. These plates are always moving but very slowly, sometimes just a few centimeters a year. Occasionally they get stuck at their edges because of friction. When the pressure from this movement builds up and finally releases, it sends energy rippling through the ground as seismic waves. That sudden release of energy is what we feel as an earthquake. The ground can crack, and shock waves can travel for miles. San Francisco sits right at the edge of two massive plates, the Pacific Plate and the North American Plate, making it especially prone to these shakes. That's why earthquakes are a big part of the city's history and why scientists study them so closely here. Now let's talk about tsunamis. The word tsunami actually means harbor wave in Japanese, because these waves often cause the most damage when they reach harbors and coastlines. Most tsunamis begin with a powerful undersea earthquake. When the seafloor suddenly shifts, it pushes a huge amount of water upward, creating waves that can travel across entire oceans at jet-like speeds, sometimes faster than a commercial airplane. In deep water, these waves might only be a meter high and barely noticeable to ships. But as they approach the shore, the ocean floor rises, forcing the waves to slow down and grow much taller, sometimes reaching heights of over 30 meters. Unlike regular ocean waves, a tsunami is more like a massive surge of water that can flood land for several minutes, sweeping away cars, buildings, and anything in its path. The force and volume of water can cause incredible devastation. So, earthquakes shake the ground, while tsunamis are giant waves, often triggered by those very same quakes. The two are closely linked, and one can set off the other in a dramatic chain reaction. Sometimes, a powerful earthquake on the other side of the world can send a tsunami racing across the ocean, reaching distant shores hours later. That's why scientists use special sensors to monitor for tsunamis worldwide. Understanding this chain reaction is crucial for coastal cities like San Francisco, where both earthquakes and tsunamis are real risks. Early warning systems and emergency plans help keep people safe. It's all about energy moving from deep within the earth to the vast ocean, and then onto the land. This transfer of energy is what makes these events so powerful and sometimes so dangerous. That's the science behind the threat, and the reason why learning about earthquakes and tsunamis is so important for everyone, especially those living near the coast. Why is San Francisco so vulnerable? The answer lies not just in its iconic hills and beautiful bay, but deep beneath the surface where powerful natural forces are always at work. The city sits atop the infamous San Andreas Fault, a massive fracture where the Pacific and North American tectonic plates grind relentlessly past each other. This boundary is one of the most active earthquake zones in the world, and San Francisco is right in the middle of it. Over time, this constant movement builds up enormous stress underground. When that stress is finally released, it causes earthquakes, sometimes with devastating results, like the catastrophic 1906 quake that reshaped the city and left a lasting mark on its history. But the San Andreas isn't the only threat. The Bay Area is crisscrossed by a web of other faults, including the Hayward and Calaveras. Each of these faults has the potential to unleash a major earthquake, making the region one of the most seismically complex in the United States. That's why earthquake drills, emergency preparedness, and strict building codes are absolutely essential here. Modern buildings are designed to sway and absorb shock, but older structures still pose risks. On top of earthquakes, San Francisco's open coastline faces the vast Pacific Ocean, placing it squarely within the seismically active Ring of Fire. This means the city is also exposed to the threat of tsunamis. Powerful earthquakes from distant places like Alaska, Japan, or Chile can send massive tsunami waves racing across the ocean, threatening the city's shores with little warning. Low-lying neighborhoods such as the Marina District and Ocean Beach are especially vulnerable to flooding from these tsunamis, as well as from storm surges and rising sea levels. So, San Francisco faces a double threat: devastating local earthquakes and the possibility of distant tsunamis. This unique combination makes the city's risk profile especially challenging. The city's geography and geology demand constant vigilance and preparation from residents, city planners, and emergency services alike. Understanding these risks is the crucial first step toward staying safe. Community education, regular drills, and personal preparedness all play a role in reducing the impact of disasters. Let's take a closer look at how these natural threats have shaped San Francisco's past, and how they continue to influence its future. On July 29, 2025, San Francisco got a real-world reminder of its tsunami risk. A massive earthquake off Russia's Kamchatka Peninsula sent tsunami waves across the Pacific, over 4,000 miles away. Scientists quickly analyzed the data and issued a tsunami advisory for the California coast. Beaches were closed, and people were told to stay away from the water and harbors. Even though the waves were less than a foot high, the danger came from unpredictable currents and surges. The first waves arrived just after midnight, but the threat lasted for hours, as tsunamis come in series. This event was a live test of our warning systems and public response. For many, it was the first time receiving a tsunami advisory alert on their phones. It proved that distant events can have real consequences here. Thankfully, there was no major damage, but it was a wake-up call. Being prepared made all the difference. Not all tsunamis are the same. San Francisco faces three main types. First, distant-source tsunamis, quakes far away, like in Russia or Alaska, give us hours of warning. Scientists can model the waves and issue alerts, giving time to close beaches and evacuate harbors. Second, regional-source tsunamis, quakes a few hundred miles away, like in the Cascadia subduction zone, give us only about an hour to react. Third, near-source tsunamis, quakes right off our coast with just minutes to respond. Sometimes only the earthquake itself is the warning. The closer the source, the less time to act. That's why knowing the natural warning signs is critical. Each type requires a different response, but all demand quick action. Understanding these threats helps us prepare. Next, let's break down the alert system. How do you know if a tsunami is coming? For people living near the coast, this is a question that can mean the difference between safety and disaster. Tsunamis can strike with little warning, so understanding the alert system is essential for everyone in coastal communities. The National Tsunami Warning Center, along with other agencies, constantly monitors seismic activity and ocean conditions to detect potential tsunami threats. When a threat is detected, they issue alerts to help keep the public safe. There are 4 main alert levels. Think of them like traffic lights, each one telling you how to respond. These alerts are color-coded and easy to recognize so you can act quickly. The highest alert is the tsunami warning. This means a dangerous tsunami is on its way or already happening. Dangerous flooding is expected. Evacuate immediately to higher ground. Don't wait for further instructions. Every second counts when a warning is issued. Next is the tsunami advisory. This means strong currents and waves are likely even if there's no major flooding expected. Stay out of the water and away from the coast. Even experienced swimmers and surfers should avoid the ocean during an advisory. A tsunami watch means a distant earthquake could generate a tsunami. It's a heads up to be alert and ready. Be ready to act if the alert is upgraded. Prepare your evacuation plan and gather essentials just in case. An information statement means an earthquake has occurred but there's no tsunami threat. It's for your awareness so you know the situation is being monitored. Alerts are sent out through multiple channels: phones, TV, radio, and local systems like Alerts AF. You might also hear sirens or see public notice boards with updates. It's crucial to know what each alert means so you can respond quickly and help others around you stay safe. Don't wait for more information if you get a warning. Move fast. Seconds can make all the difference in an emergency. If you receive an advisory, stay clear of beaches and harbors until officials say it's safe. The ocean can be unpredictable after a seismic event. During a watch, stay tuned to official sources and be ready to act. Don't ignore updates, they can change quickly. The alert system is designed to save lives. Pay close attention whenever you receive an alert and encourage others to do the same. But remember, sometimes nature gives you the only warning you'll get. If you see the ocean suddenly recede or hear a loud roar, don't wait, head to higher ground immediately. In a near-source tsunami, official alerts may not arrive in time. The earthquake itself is your first and most important warning. If you feel strong shaking for 20 seconds or more near the coast, don't wait, head for higher ground immediately. Another sign, the ocean suddenly pulls back, exposing the sea floor. This drawdown means a tsunami is coming fast. Never go out to look, run the other way. Sometimes you'll hear a loud roar from the ocean, like a train or jet. That's the tsunami approaching. If you feel it, see it, or hear it, evacuate without delay. Don't wait for sirens or alerts, trust your senses. These natural signs are your best warning in a local event. Quick action saves lives. Know the signs and you'll know what to do. Let's talk about how to prepare before disaster strikes. Preparation is power. Start by checking if you live or work in a tsunami hazard zone. Maps are available online. Plan your evacuation route to high ground, at least 100 feet above sea level or a mile inland. Practice your route so you can move fast in an emergency. Pack a go bag with essentials: water, food, first aid, flashlight, whistle, and important documents. Set a family meeting spot outside the hazard zone and pick an out-of-state contact. Sign up for local alerts like Alert SF. If you get a tsunami warning or notice natural signs, evacuate immediately. Don't wait for instructions. Go on foot if possible. Roads may be blocked. Help neighbors who need assistance. Stay away from the coast until officials say it's safe. If you're on a boat in a harbor, leave for deep water only if there's time and your vessel is capable. Otherwise, evacuate on foot. Never try to ride out a tsunami in a harbor. History shows us the stakes. In 1964, a massive Alaskan quake sent a deadly tsunami to Northern California, devastating Crescent City. In 2011, Japan's earthquake triggered a tsunami that damaged California harbors, even from thousands of miles away. These events led to better warning systems, improved maps, and public education. The July 2025 advisory proved our systems work, but technology is only part of the solution. Your awareness and preparation matter most. Living in San Francisco means accepting natural hazards and taking responsibility for safety. Know your zone, have a plan, and practice your route. We can't stop earthquakes or tsunamis, but we can be ready. Together we keep our cities safe and resilient.